Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today I'll be showing you a tutorial on how to string Zach Palmer's stick, a replica of how he strings his head. If you haven't seen my first video about his stringing, you should definitely check it out. The link is right on screen right now, so go check that video out. Before watching this video, it's got some information that you might need. So his string is pretty unique, and I'll be showing you a detailed sidewall pattern. He uses 10 diamond soft mesh. I'll be replicating it with 15mm East Coast mesh. I'll also be replicating it in a SDX Professor. He uses an SDX Surgeon 10, but these heads are very similar, so I decided to use this to replicate it. You can check out the pattern for his Surgeon 10 is in the other video that I just talked about. So in this video, I'll be covering the sidewall pattern, the bottom string, as well as his unique nylon shooter. Keep in mind that this is 15mm East Coast mesh in a Professor. Like I said, the pattern will be listed down in the description for a Surgeon 10, as well as is in that other video that I just talked about. So the string will end up like this, a mid-low pocket with a really tight channel in an X6 spec head. So the narrower head with the 6 inches and the 3 inches, which is a really pivotal thing for attackmen with the new rules. So we'll get right into stringing the sidewall. Alright guys, so first we're going to learn how to string these sidewalls for the Zach Palmer tutorial. So I've got my sidewall and my top string all done. It's just a 9 diamond top string. Zach Palmer does this a little differently, and there will be another tutorial on the top string, but a regular 9 diamond top string will work just fine, and that's done on the top hole. So I'm going to put my sidewall string in through that same top hole, and then I'm going to come up, under, and through the bottom of the very outside top string 9 diamond mesh hole. And then, so I'm going to SI this first 10 diamond row. I'm going to come in through the back. If you need help on learning how to SI, I have a tutorial, so you can check that out. I'll link it on screen right now. So you're going to come into the back of that first 10 diamond row, skip one sidewall hole, and go in through the outside of the third one. And then do the SI knot again. If you need help with the SI, you can check out my tutorial. Pull that tightly. Then we're going to SI again. So down through the back of the mesh. Then we're going to skip another hole in the sidewall and go down to this one. In through the outside of the sidewall. And then back up through the bottom of the mesh. Pulling it very tightly. And then we're going to SI the next hole as well, coming down through the top of the mesh, skipping another sidewall hole, going down to this one, into the outside, and back up to the bottom. And you can see here we're creating that channel by pulling this mesh down very tightly. Finally, one more SI without skipping any holes this time, so we're going to go right from this one to this one, in through the outside, and up through the bottom. So you can see we've created that channel by pulling that portion of the mesh down very tight. Now we're going to start to create the pocket. We're going to do a 1 SI. So we're going to come up through the bottom of the next hole mesh, just like that. And then down through the back of the one right after that. And then through the next sidewall hole, just go out the outside and SI that second hole of mesh that you used. Now we're going to really create the pocket by doing a 2. So up and under the first hole mesh, back around, up and under the second hole mesh, pull it so it lays flat, not skipping any holes here. So in through the outside and pull it tight. You can see that pocket is already starting to be created. So now we're going to finish it off with 3 1s in a row. So up and under, not skipping any holes, do a 1. Then one more, up and under. This time, skip one hole right there, go through the outside, Then we're going to do a final one with the tie off. So just in through the back of the last, and then out through the sidewall, just like that, and then tie off this string at the bottom. Alright guys, now that we've formed the pocket, we're going to learn how to do the bottom string. So for this, we're going to take our bottom string and just go in through the back of the outside bottom string hole, and then you're going to use that same 10 diamond row of mesh that you did your last sidewall hole on. So come up through the bottom of the same hole that was the last tie on the sidewall, and then weave the sidewall string all the way across that 10 diamond row without skipping any holes. All the way across, and you should finish by going down and through the other side where you tied off the last sidewall hole, and then just come back out the bottom just like that and pull it pretty tightly. He does use a lot of diamonds in this, so it's important that the bottom string be pretty tight, just like that. Alright, so then just tie a knot in that to tie it off. And now we're going to cover how he strings his nylon shooting string, because it's a little bit different from how most do. So he just uses one single string, and it shares this 9 diamond row and this 10 diamond row. So I'm going to go in through the outside of the sidewall and then up through the bottom of that 10 diamond row. It's the second one down, and then down through the back of the 9 diamond row and up through the bottom of that 10 diamond row and down through the back of the 9 diamonds. So switching between 10 diamond row and the 9 diamond row. You can see right there how I've done it. So up through the bottom of this 10 diamond row, then down through the 9 diamond row, just like that. And so you go all the way across doing that. Until you get to the other side, go out through that 10 diamond row, and then just go back through the sidewall and tie it off like that.